slippers and things like that. You know, it's better going on. But I don't go live on that. I need to man something.
Yeah, man. Could exchange spot to before.
With who? No.
Yeah. Hey, Taye. What's up, man?
Wait now. Red light is on. It's your boy Taye. So guess what? I think we live, boy. We live. We tell people we doing this. Tell people we on now. Share the word. What's up, man? It's your boy Taye. It's Thursday night and sweet tea and tea.
Shout out to the young shirts.
All the tots outside and thing.
I'm looking diesel.
Yeah, so all right, little children at home, don't study, make it tutters. All mine as a matter of fact. Tonight is the tight up t-shirt night. It's your boy Buzzrock sitting down on the red couch, world famous. How you doing, man?
You've been thanks.
Good vibes, my brother. Right. So what's on your mind tonight, man? What's this?
We have some fun today.
Oh.
I have a show coming up on the 14th of December in Geno's.
Oh, word. On the athlete?
Yeah, the whole band will be doing that thing. Come like it possibly could be the last show for the year unless we get called out again, you know. But there's independent vibes there. We and Geno's come together and celebrate do something, you know, on the 14th. So that will be a nice vibe. Revolutionary Dream is the name of the event, you know. So we could always reason about that revolutionary dream, that revolutionary vision.
All right, so some of my people will be watching this show, and they may not be familiar with Buzzrock. Give me, what's the essence of Buzzrock? What is Buzzrock?
Well, the buzz is the vibration,
Word.
and the rock is the earth. Then everything that have life does vibrate. It does feel for our pulse, you listen for our heartbeat. Life itself is movement, is vibration, you know. So everything that have life throwing up a note, you know. So it all belongs to a cosmic love then. Well, just make everything, the existence of everything, throw up a sound what is harmonized with the existence of everything else.
Frequencies.
You know? Yeah, so the buzz is just the vibration of the earth, you know. Which happen to be what we just call a B flat, but it's not really 440 love B flat, you know. So Buzzrock is just really expressing the fact that it's not music is way more potential than just entertainment, you know. Music is heal sick, grow crops, bring rain. There are enough histories of music doing different things, correcting blood flow, carving out different shapes and geometric patterns and things, you know. So Buzzrock is just the scientific relationship with music where black man had from a long time.
Right.
The vibration of the earth.
So if we had to, and I hate to do this, but if we had to put it in a genre, what shelf in a music store would we find Buzzrock? Or what would be the closest thing?
You might
So
find
what
me on a couple shelves, you know.
Of course, because
you might find me on a soul shelf.
right.
You might find me on a reggae. You will find me on a reggae shelf for sure. You might find me on like a Afro, and you kind
Afrobeat,
world beat, kind of Afrocentric music, you know. You have some even things where you might say is jazz, you know. So yeah, coming from the Caribbean and just being black people on the whole in music, it's just black music, you know, or just music on the whole.
Let me ask you a question, right? So how would you feel if, let me say, some granddaddy record company in the sky saying every artist, and they say, okay, from now on we go and sell whatever music coming out of Trinidad and Tobago as soca. How would you feel about that?
Well, actually, it's only the science with like the name and different things where I think most people now aware of, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't have no problem with that, as to say just whatever name you call it, but you know, soca being
Yeah.
You know, a product of Trinidad and Tobago, you know, a product of black people on the whole, I wouldn't get no hurry.
I find that a lot of people in the industry, especially media people, right? They look at the differences. You know, they say martial soca is not really soca, and that's not real soca, and that's not this, and that's. And in my mind, I'm like, listen, the more you thin out something, is the less potent it is.
Well, yeah, what I would say, Natty, and there's something I try to get one, two brothers to understand. It's like when you're stacking on the work of the ancestors, they try not to abandon what they have done then, you know? So what I'm saying is, instead of just saying soca, keep the word calypso in use. You know, like how we say reggae dancehall, or but they always keep the word reggae involved, you know what I mean? And even when it says like rhythm and blues, you know, blues being older music.
Yeah, soca is soul calypso.
But still, it come like it separate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It didn't have no like
it have no direct threads back to the calypso.
So that is why when you hear like Missy Elliott and even other big people talk about calypso being an ancient music and one of the first music they exposed to and black music. When we say soca, sometimes they might align it to know that is where the music what we dealing with come from, and that is the same music. It's from the same people, you know. So that is why I think it's important to try and keep a relative connection with the root. You know what I mean? So that is why I think like calypso, that word should never just be left alone.
Right.
You know, we should always keep that circulation.
I think a lot of what happened in the 70s, in the 80s, and early 90s, when you had a lot of the youth artists coming out, they were trying to differentiate themselves from the older heads. So I call it a name here. I'm not accusing them of it, but let's say like a Bunji Garlin with his particular style, a dancehall soca kind of thing. He would not want to be packaged in the same bin as somebody like an artist like maybe Duke or you understand, or Merchant at the time. But hold on. But the strangest thing is somebody in 2019 go full circle and coming back with a remake
of them
exactly. So that's to tell you the cyclical nature of how art and creative thought goes.
Yes,
so you always return to your source and you always get back grounded. So in my mind, I think maybe it's time we really start to reevaluate that connection with calypso.
Yeah, like even though we say soca, it doesn't have car in it. Calypso, so calypso. You know what I mean? It's just not really trying to be meticulous on like just having a problem with name. But it's good to have a reference now. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes I travel a couple places. I got the I didn't call that privilege, but I get to travel, you know. And sometimes when you mention Trinidad or you mention something these people never really hear about, you have to reference it. It's like they're from Trinidad. Trinidad, where is that? The Caribbean. Oh, all right. You understand? So the Caribbean being the defining of like show that you have awareness of the Caribbean, like you show you have awareness of calypso. You show you aware of that because that's one of the first music to really spread the place, especially from black singers and black creators. So the fact that come like that is the Caribbean, and then also soca come like this something that come out of calypso, whereas Trinidad is something come out of the Caribbean. You know what I mean? Just speaking on the terms, you know. So it being said like that in that way, you could understand it to say, well, you should always keep some relevance to what is the understood, what is the most principal thing then. You know what I mean? So I have no problem.
You know, as an artist, right? You're challenged to make a living out of your work. You know, because the work demands a certain amount of commitment, time, resources, part of you have to come out in the work. It's always going to be like that, right?
True.
But we know Trinidad. We know Trinidad is a kind of a 2-season thing. It's a rainy season and it's a dry season.
Definitely.
And the dry season for everything else is when soca takes over for Carnival.
True.
How do you, Buzzrock, and that genre of music that is not necessarily carnival soca, wine behind a truck kind of soca, how do you see the industry in Trinidad? Is it something that you can make a living with? Is it something that you need to see rapid change? How do you see it?
Me, I'm just one man. So like, I wouldn't say that I end in it all with what I say, But to me, that don't change nothing for me as to say like how different my life would be whether soca just come and go or it will stay or whatever. You know what I mean? But in the sense of my plight is more a revolutionary plight to like you want to encourage the youths to do something other than be a product or something where we could come and backfire on you. You know what I mean? Like the generation of vipers and different things where they like to call the youths then. So I think music is like a non-violent thing. Music is like you should be happy if youths on music. So like the government and any way that they see youths doing things that is musical, they should fund that and encourage that. I don't think it have enough of that. And for it to have an industry means it have a way that you can make a living, providing that you have a skill, which is
Indeed.
So for me it kind of contradicting itself the way how, if you want a better youth of tomorrow, you gotta give the opportunity when you do good to reward that. You know what I mean? I is a man finding a reward in the good in the youth when they do music. Sometimes even pan and thing I say like when they do waiting long, you done panorama and it's 3 months down the road, getting a little small dust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How enthusiastic you feel the youths go be about playing pan if they see like,
Panorama, Curry Festival.
Yeah, all them thing I didn't wanted to go down the road with that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
But it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And if they treat these things like this, and then today tomorrow you see more youths turning into killers and badasses and hoes and whatever you want to call them, you have to expect that because when they do a good, even in sports and in I find like, the ways out of the suffering.
It's like a delayed reaction.
It's a very, very, very delayed reaction, and that even plenty time for a lot of things to happen because you live in your life at your pace, But when you live in the life at the youth pace and we play some pan, and panorama, we jump up, we go. How hard practice every night and man playing pan like if it was an army day. Drilling this pan. And then after now it's 3, 4, 5 months down the road when you don't forget about that because life dealing with you and shit, man. I feel the industry need the higher ups, the government and ones who controlling these things to really step up and show support when youths really have talent and things.
Yeah. Make it your fella. This project that you have here, this Red Couch, this is a channel that we plan to build on, of course, and you, the viewer, are going to be a key part of how that grows, right? So we counting on you. If you like the thing, you got to spread the vibe, right?
Yeah.
Subscribe, like, but share it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So a big part of it, though, make it is this platform you're creating.
Yeah.
What is it you're trying to do?
Well, I want to it have several layers to that cake, But eventually we would have long-term and short-term plans associated with this. Right, the immediate plan right now, what we're doing here, we're Talking Sense with Taye. Well, you see, I name the show Talking Sense with Taye because I know you as a man does only talk sense. You understand what I'm saying?
Let me go with the Talk Tuesdays now, even if it's Thursday. All right, talking sense with you. All right.
I dig that one too.
Yeah, so
Great, man.
So even though it's Hot Soca sound a Caribbean artist, you understand, man, is also a platform where we could keep the people enlightened, keep them sharp. You understand what I'm saying? Or at least contribute towards that. While providing entertainment. You know what I mean? Just because we're dealing in entertainment don't mean we have to leave everything else to the side. You know what I mean? But right now we're figuring it out as we go along. Thanks to all the subscribers, all the people who watching every week. You understand me? We have some loyal following not big. But like they say, army 100 soldiers better than an army 1,000 man who farmers and things. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so right now we're using the platform right now. Are we dealing with plenty different opinions from all different sectors of Trinidad concerning the marijuana legislation and all of that. So I created this series here, Talking Sense with Taye. I had to put it into action immediately. Though it was a long-term plan, it's something that we didn't act on from before. But I know that the time was now. It was time because I see this thing here as an insult to the people, as an insult to marijuana users, and as an insult to the people that are going to benefit from this. You know what I mean? And to see the people who convict you and throw you in jail for marijuana, that now they want to be the drug dealers. Right? What they used to call a dangerous drug. Right? We're the drug dealers now. So it's no longer a drug. Now it's a herb.
And you know, there is precedence, right? Remember when it used to have way back?
Yeah.
Men used to make money off of way. Now who it is? The government busting what? 4 mark a day? 5 mark a day?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, Granny would usually have a little something to get, buy a little chewing gum, a little sweetie, or a little kiss cake or something. Kiss Bakery, you want to sponsor? Holla at your boy. Yeah. But you know, now Granny had no money because the market called today.
Yeah.
They didn't have no golden ball today.
People losing massive amounts of money.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's a voluntary tax on the people who are the most desperate. And it's the worst kind of habit. Of course, gambling. I know fellow who encourage gambling. But look across sports. Almost every European football team now, what do you have? Online betting on the front of the shirt.
Right.
That's who's sponsoring sports, right? So a lot of times what you start to see is governments are taking over these sinful taxes. They take over the gambling. Now they're going to take over cannabis, right? Now, obviously, there are other benefits to cannabis, right? So we're going to talk about the millions of medical and medicinal properties. But we're going to talk about the man who on the corner who wants to get away from his problems, wants to get mellowed out after a long day's work. His girlfriend stressing him out. You roll one, take a little 5. You know what I mean? That immediate stress goes away. You know what I mean? You come home from a hard day work, you want to cock up your foot, you want to roll one. That's your privilege now. But who is it going to be coming in to get this product that you're going to be spending millions of dollars each year on? The government has stepped in and said, you know what, we're going to take over the blocks. Right? So for me, it's an uncomfortable space because it shifts the burden of responsibility to the government. And they're already not doing a good job of that. If you were a handicapped person, if you are a disabled person, or if you are a person that is in need of special kinds of, like a special needs person, like you were born with a disorder or you were born needing surgery or something, we know how long that is going to take. We also know that that system does not work efficiently. Now you're taking away the economy of last resort. Because the men on the block, not just selling weed to support the gangs, they're supporting the families, right? So a couple of politicians, friends of mine, they were saying, yeah, but we're not about supporting gangsters. We don't care about the gangsters. Yeah, no problem. But it's them same gangsters, you're going into these borderline communities and trying to get to vote for you. Put on your colored jersey, yellow, red, green, blue, pink, whatever.
Promise them all kind of contract.
All kind of things. So it's who making the box dreams. You know what I mean? It's not the musicians. You know what I mean? You have a band, send in a contract bid for a box drain. You know what I mean? Nobody is saying that. So it's the communities, the community leaders. So a lot of the challenges in the community are going to come from how you take away this economy of last resort from the people, and now you're putting a layer of government service on top of that. We don't get good service when we go in half of these government ministries. Right? They face sour, they face setup. Today I post on Facebook, part of the problem with government service delivery, why they always sour is because half of them living in central and south and they had to come to town to work. So they're tired, they're driving 4 or 5 hours a day. And I respect that. But what about the people who working in private, who working in the same thing? Like my niece just made that comment. But we in private corporates, we doing the same thing. We driving, we living right next to these government workers. Right. And we're not sour. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so now
and we're making less money.
Yeah.
And we're not sour. And we're living in a worse condition and we're not sour. And we children going to lower education and we're not sour.
No, I never buy weed on the side of the block, but is a ganja man a sour guy? You go up to him with $20 or whatever. Is he going to be like, he's chupsing at you, right?
No.
It didn't have a lot of sour face ganja man on the corner, right? I mean, that might sound like kicks, but the reality is it's going to be a major.
Sometimes when you have nothing, when you have nothing, the only thing you have is your happiness. Some of the happiest people you go find the poor because this is all they have. This is the only source of pleasure they have is to have their mind be pleased with happy thoughts, with dancing and so on. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah.
But you know, like getting back to the question.
And then sometimes you have everything and it just make you sour.
Yeah. You know,
anything you want, you can get it at any time. Anything you want to do, you could do it.
I don't mind being that sour though, Vic. I don't mind that kind of sourness.
No, I say when it reach to the point that you don't know who real around it. When you reach to the point that you don't know who using it.
Who's the day ones?
Yeah, when you're by yourself and thing and people call and they had to ignore your calls and thing because they ain't feeling to see nobody that day. You understand what I'm saying? And then you have a million people asking for this, asking for that, because you don't know how people are, you know what I mean? So it have problems attached to that, and it have happiness which don't need a outside stimulus. So a stimulation could just happen from inside the soul, you know what I mean?
Word.
Yeah.
You know, but getting back to what we were talking about just now, the question I asked you. This project here, right? Humble start. You know what I mean? We use what we have. Yeah. You know, we streaming off a iMac right now. Yeah. You know, we have other things that we want to add in. So like tonight we adding some LED lights. You know, we ain't seeing the shadows from the ones on Tuesday. We had our next couple of mics, so we get a little better pickup on the audio. Yeah. So as we move along, we add in value. You know what I mean? But like my boy Mark said today, you know what I mean? He watched the show. He sat through the whole show. Yeah. You know, and perspectives that you're going to be getting coming off of this couch are things that you might have never thought about before. Because that's the kind of fella I am, right? Because I'm not asking the soft question. I'm not pitching any softball here, right? When you're done here, I want you to start thinking. I really want you to, like, wait, this fella really was talking some kind of sense. Hopefully that's what you're getting, you know? Yeah. But certainly this project, after we talk about this cannabis legislation, because the reality of it is that's going to change lives. That's going to change lives in a big, 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 big way. That's why we're talking about it all the time. But there are other things, and there are other things that we will be talking about. We're going to be talking about people who are influencing change in Trinidad and Tobago on many different levels. The arts, cultural, but we're also going to talk about people in the banking sector, people in the legal sector, people who have contributed in the past, people who are making contributions right now. So this couch here is going to be a representation of all of us, right? Those of you who know me, you know my brand is Rep 868, and that's what it's always going to be about, the true heart of Trinidad and Tobago, because I had opportunities to leave. Never wanted to be anywhere but Trinidad. Actually move up. You know what I mean? My soul is feel comfortable when I'm in move there. You know what I mean? But the reality is there's so many different things that we could be talking about, you know what I mean? So I find like FM radio, they don't give me no justice, boy.
Yeah, never was known for that, no?
Yeah. You see, that is the same thing we was asking, and I was telling you about, you know, the encouragement they had to get the youth, you know. Like even now, I think like a majority these people who spending money in this thing, like either they promoting death because it's more about death than life, in the sense of what type of subject matter all these 'cause I know the people want whatever you give them with authority then.
Word.
I mean, I remember in a time in Trinidad and Tobago, Rastaman music, you know, music about herbs, music about the spring, music about growing natty, music about these subjects was the most prevalent trend in Trinidad, and
Bon Babylon.
Bon Babylon. The most youths
yeah.
used to do was grow a dread and start to grow spring and smoke herb and these things, because that is where the natural trend set. They play that with authority every day. They pump that on the radio. You understand? So that was the product of that. Even though that was in my generation.
Those influences.
You know, so that gave me a little footing too. But these youths in this time, you know, them don't have that opportunity to get something will have a little substance in it, you know what I mean? So at least they could refuse it if they don't want it, you know? Them getting pure killer music. So when the trend set and there's more killers and more killing going on,
I would like you to look into that.
You have to expect that.
I would like you to look into that and see if the trend was really that, because we used to play plenty conscious music on the radio whole day and thing. You know what I mean? It have a certain time when that started to slow down. You understand? Man, the music started to become more and more ignorant. Right now, it reached the peak ignorance. At any point, it was in history or recording. You understand? Yeah. It have plenty. Well, in rap, and everybody was a crack dealer.
And here what we want to do. Here what we want to do now. Yeah. We want to simplify it so we could really get to the bottom of it. We boiling it right down to Trinidad, and where we was aware of.
Yeah.
We was here in the late 90s into the early 2000s, so it's to 2005 to 2010, and we see what's going on now.
Yeah.
You understand? And where you go check as to say like how much courage they give something when they keep projecting it. You understand?
Yeah.
They give youths more courage to do whatever it is they're projecting with that kind of authority.
Yeah.
So why you watching is like, the more them play a certain type of music, is the more they give the that reality a chance to really exist. To me. So if that is not what you want, you have to check yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, African now I have all kind of thing in me. You know what I mean? But I grew up, I don't want to say I identifying black, but I grew up, I might have about 13% Indian in me. I didn't grow up Indian. I have some Payol in me. I didn't grow up as a Payol. But a lot of what it is, when I grew up in my house, I really only started to understand, hold on, wait a minute, you're a black dude, as a teenager. You know what I mean? Because before that, it really didn't matter to me. You know what I mean? Religion, politics, ethnicity, and these kinds of identity politics really didn't matter to me. But now when I watch around, I'm watching at a lot of the channels in mainstream media. It's like we have more opportunities to learn, but we have a product that's coming out more dotish.
I think, all right, here it is now. Up inside of these opportunities, we have to learn. It has certain things they make more normal, or certain things being made more normal. I don't know for what. Sometimes it's just to make a money. You know what I mean? But when you make a money, you have to understand that how you making this money could backfire on you too, right? Because then your peace of mind, the fact that you could live without fear, have a value to it too, just like the figures on the screen when you go by the machine, your bank account, you dig? So what I'm saying is like the truth is that you make something normal by keep repeating it.
Right.
It's like a mantra you have these youths chanting now. Kill, 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 gun, 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 car, 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 this, that. You understand? As the way before, it was a different mantra chanting. So it's easy to go the route of whatever it is the mantra chanting. So when we get more killers and we get more killing in the streets, you have to understand what that is a product of.
Yeah, even men in suit and tie, they'll be playing them killer music just to feel like a killer when they drive in the car quiet with nobody in the car with them, and you know what I mean, they could bounce their head a little
And
bit.
sometimes people in the car with them, the family, the child and thing. I just drop my youth to school. I was a Rasta man. So my youth just be listening a certain type of music. But is other youths going to school too. And when I see the type of music where them getting releasing to the school under, it's like, yo, I have to watch it. Yeah, because I know some of them ain't supposed to.
They don't just listen to some gangster rap and they go be okay, because in the end they go be ready to fight them.
Well, but right now the militancy are you being ready to fight. It boils down to how serious you is about anything, you know, because fighting right now is like you don't even have to be serious. Them you tell them fighting for anything.
You know, like you might have said it in just
ready
now.
to
You
defend
might have
it,
said
ready to
it.
defend it. You know
You might have said it as a bit of light humor, but the fact is, we are being conditioned to violence. We are, but it's violence against whom? You know what I mean? And that's the thing. So when you look at the different epochs in history, and you look at the more recent decades of the last, let's say, 100 years, if you look at the opinion leadership of the United States of America and what they've done in terms of their cultural exports, Hollywood, music, all of those things, you're seeing a trend, a change. You know what I mean? So like in the 60s, you would have had a lot of the music that we would have been talking about, which would have influenced the soca, the soul, the R&B, and all of those blues and all of those different things. Even the country and western, you know what I mean? We had country and western used to play regular on 95 back in the 80s, right? So you know, Kenny Rogers, I was a big Kenny Rogers fan. You know what I mean? The Gambler, you know what I mean? All of these things.
Dolly Parton.
You know, Dolly Parton.
Crystal Gale.
I know these people. So they were part of the milieu of what made me a youth, right? Casey Kasem
I'm Trinidad
on a Saturday and the top 40 and all of that. And Emmett Hennessy running through the charts.
Yeah, what it is now. We have to remember is the youths of today come from the loins and the womb of the foreparents, and them come from them foreparents. It only go get more potent, as to say, as what we have the courage to do, and what we offspring will have the courage to do, will be always greater, and it will get greater and closer to something. You understand? So it's like how much opportunity you want to give. Because we just call it belly in Trinidad. Right? And it is always here. It is always understand that, hey, going forward, the offspring just had more belly to take it a step further, but it's in what direction. Right? And that is where the conditioning boil down to. All right, we as parents, but then we just hand over with children for whatever hours a day to teachers. Then they just start to look at we as, because we're supposed to be the teachers too, or even more so. But then now they start to look at you as just the provider or the caregiver. And what you're saying, they ain't more paying attention to what you're saying as to what you're doing for them. If they listen to the teacher, you understand? But then where the teacher coming from, what kind of background, what kind of foundation the teacher have.
What kind of stress they might have.
What kind of stress them going on, because we know how life is. We's big people, them is little children. So what we have to understand is that we can't hand over the teacher role completely.
The responsibility
for somebody else to teach you. You understand? That come like you. Whatever happened, you know.
Come like a sacrifice.
Yeah, whatever happened is like, yeah, it's only you to blame.
You know, a lot of the music, a lot of the culture, a lot of the talk back in the 70s when I was a kid growing up was really revolutionary. You know what I mean? When you really start to think about it, you know, Fidel Castro was still a young fella. You know what I mean? The Grenada Revolution was happening live. You know what I mean? That whole when Ronald Reagan sent he Marines to that 12-minute war in Jamaica, in Grenada. That I was in school.
I was watching as a youth on TV, frightened.
You know what I mean? I was in school. I was like, what is going on, man?
But what you would say, you wouldn't say the streets right now, the reasoning in the streets revolutionary. And I wouldn't say in like because me personally,
people have more access to information now. There are plenty of people who conscious, but they starting at the wrong spot and they living out the roots of consciousness.
No,
you're
talking about the streets there?
I talk about these streets and in life, you know what I mean? Because it have different kinds of people in the streets. You have the ones who are working and thing, and you get to one thing, and the ones who are unemployed and then just end up in the cycle there, you know what I mean? So you have the
So, but when you check how revolutionary are they as opposed to their parents, you wouldn't say they're more revolutionary.
The parents, the grandparents, I know though. I would say.
I feel like they're more revolutionary.
Yeah, but who is the enemy? Who is the system you're trying to dismantle?
Well,
and I think that's the thing that's missing with this generation.
Well, hear what? That is where this generation getting caught up, because the revolutionary man, Trump and Rowley and all these people don't really exist to the revolutionary man again. In this time, we don't know where there's a certain amount of mind, where there's a certain amount of everything is from within. There's a certain amount of micro in the macro. And it's really the micro are really dealing with the macro. So it ain't really about it's more about you and your ability and the fullness of your potential being a product of this whole organism out here, this creation, this cosmic realm, this whole thing. You understand?
But who do you feel is the enemy for the youth today?
Just like you say, the word enemy explains itself. Who else could be the end of me but me?
Poet. You are as a poet. That's what's up.
So what I'm saying is, who is the enemy? The white man can't be the enemy. The government can't be the enemy. Nobody could be the enemy but you. Me, I is the enemy. If I allow these things, because this is my windows into my soul. You understand? If I say, yo, Trump thing, and I take in this and that matters to me, and I learn that into my soul, that going to reproduce into my life, you know. Even if I let that into my soul here, if white do that with that and transmute that into what I want, and then I is a man creating my fullness, the revolutionary man, no, in this time, 2019, is inside, is within everything coming from, and it's he who manifesting he tomorrows, especially with how he treat the queen and how he treat the cosmos, the relationship with nature and all of these things. It ain't about fighting with it's like spiritual wickedness in high and low places then. It's more about the high and low places is in your heavens to your root. You understand? All of that going on inside of you. You understand? So where the enemy go be? How could the enemy get to you? It had to be inside. So there's where the revolutionary man going right now to fight the wars inside. You understand? Because that outside fight, we don't see what that result in. They don't know how to divide we. And when I say they, it's the product of the same thing what we given existence to, because that what them think is white supremacy. It's really white dependency. They need for we to think them into being, think them into reverence, or think them into something nice. We just give them niceness. We foreparents thinking that they're so nice. It's what made them have this long life and all of it. It's the energy. We come like, we's the source of the energy for this battery, what them call Babylon, or what them call the system. My elders, my teachers, one of we teachers, Alam Renrick, Walker, let me know, the system done fall already, you know. It's man who keeping it and giving all the spells way off. His new spells are the cast, and how the new spells and them casting, his man have to take it on to themselves, because really and truly It will have no power, lies, nothing until people believe it. And at a certain point in time, especially how I was talking about how revolutionary the generations keep boiling down, it means that how much lies and how harder it is for you to feed lies to the offspring or to my offspring or to me being an offspring of my parents. Understand? Who born in and who fight in the revolution too, as man and woman in the 70s and things. You understand? So we know as the revolution taking place now, and the revolutionary man going with him, all the everything else is soap opera.
Where
You dig? Legalization,
Scripted.
legalize.
We're following the script.
You dig?
Yeah.
It's truth. If you drop a seed on the ground and it just grow, that means it's legal already. Who controls growth? The Most High. You dig?
Life.
If I drop pollution on the ground, what does happen?
Disintegrate.
Nature does repel it, it push it out. It wouldn't grow. You understand? Because that is something against the laws. What we're dealing with is not the law. We ain't buying into the system. I ain't really want to do that. Because on the plane where I really addressing life, they do exist. They
so
know that too.
we have to give them that power over us.
We did.
You're sounding
We
a
keep
lot
doing
like
that every day.
a anarchist, and we want to get into that anarchy conversation about
Yeah, I
things
don't mind,
because I want to break down
Music
things
is
a lot.
that, you know.
Yeah,
You
you
know?
know, cut you off there. I just wanted to say, since we were talking about the youth something, and right, I see I had to think hard about that question about if the youths today more revolutionary.
Yeah, that is the
right,
question.
and what does come down to with me, right? I would say if the youths from my generation was the peak of the consciousness. We just didn't have as much access to information as youths today have. But youths today who have access to the information, they also
peak.
have confusion because it have plenty distractions from the information, and then it have 10 different versions of the information, and the wrong thing. You understand, man? All
right, let me see.
And then it have the things what that's distract them or that they're interested in.
It's an overfed and undernourished.
Yeah.
It come like you have so much things to eat, but none of them really nourishing.
Yeah.
Right. But here what I would say now.
Yeah.
It gets slimmer in the sense of how much really you could access truth because of how much information get just offload on we. But the reality of it is that was for a reason. Because look how long Rastaman telling them all these things. Yeah, don't eat meat. Yeah, go to the spring water better than pipe water and things. Yeah, smoke herb is the healing of the nation. Help me go coma, this and that. You know what I mean? But as to say, like, my daughter have an African name. You dig? When I check how much other children have African names, it's more. And when I check how much aware that these African names is because of it's not because they're Afrocentric, it's because they have a genetic memory bank to just rebel against what's going on.
If you go back before a certain time, you will see that people didn't have no African names.
That's what I'm showing you.
Consciousness come up in the 60s and 70s.
And then even now, as to say, I find it even more now because my name is Sadiki.
Yes, more now because
and Sadiki was a weird name.
Yeah.
When I was growing up.
Yeah, he wasn't hearing too
No,
in the same
and it's
class.
not because more parents get conscious and start to name the children African names because they're conscious. It's because the genetic memory banks feeling more comfortable when they look at this child what they bring out. Not just taking John Smith and Henry and all the old slave names and just putting that on them. They feel more comfortable to just make up something. And when they go in the heavens, what they say, there's be all kind of thing like Shakaina and Shakwana. And when you check all of these things, it's ancient African things.
Yeah.
So this what I think is not a revolutionary by decision or by by proper analytical approach and watching what's going on. It's just revolutionary by the fact that they're rebelling against any product that they know, like, yo, that had to come from where all the other bullshit come from. So they go rebel against that. That's like giving me a name, or like even like more youths rebelling against the schooling.
The people who put giving a child the English name on purpose just because they go look better on a job application in their mind and things like, you know what I mean?
That you know that
all my children have unique first names, except my last son. And you have a white boy name. The whitest white boy name you could think about.
I
didn't get him on.
Bob, Billy,
Liam.
Nah.
It's a white
But
boy.
it's common nowadays.
It's common. It's a common. It is the, if you Google white boy names, Liam in the top 10 right there.
Yes.
Bryce. You know, Chad. But you know what?
Rusty.
Let me tell you something about Liam. Man. You know, that kid is real independent.
Yeah.
You know, and because
What Liam mean?
Liam is a Scottish derived name, you know, and it is, I think it has something to do with like a royalty thing, right? But let me tell you about this kid, right? Very independent, he own way. You know what I mean? In my growing up, he would have get relics from my mother. But because I understand from my older children, right? I understand how important it is to have a personality in this age. His traditional grandparents, his traditional minded mommy. I'm like, listen, we have to do things differently. It's not us we raising. We raising a different kid. And in a lot of ways, I'm seeing the personality that you want to come out is a personality that could stand up against that social engineering on the morning FM that playing a set of nonsense and talking. I mean, what was that Wacko Wednesdays or what is Wednesdays that they do in the morning with all kind of Bacchanal Wednesday, I think it is on one of them stations. And in my mind, I'm like, that's what you sending children off to school. There are two morning shows that I could listen to, right? 9-5 and 102, right? I can't listen to nothing else. To be real honest with you, I cannot listen to anything. So I would download a set of music from my era. I love to listen to some classic house. I love to listen to some classic breakdance from the 70s, 80s. That's my jam. So I download a lot of that. But listening to my child on 9-5, we used to listen to a lot of 9-5. And they have a who the cap fits. And he's singing that in the back. And he's two, right? He's singing that in the back seat. So I download the full song. And I put it on the USB stick. And he's singing all along. Right? So it's not just that he picking up from hearing it on the radio show. You know, he hearing it on this thing now and he understand. At first he didn't understand that it's the same song because you know it's a different thing. You know, the melody picks up and it changes and you know the riff comes in. So it's different, right? But now you're standing here like I have a video his grandmother sent me, him playing drums. He has these two sticks, these two chopsticks, and he's drumming on a little box that he got with some little wooden cubes, right? So I didn't teach him to do that. You don't see me doing that. His mother don't do that. Nobody around him does that. But this little 2-year-old kid does that. And a lot of times, what we see with especially this generation, they want to fit in so much. You know what I mean? Their mother working a little fast food job, not making a hell of a lot, making minimum wage. What they want? They want some $2,000 sneakers that they're buying in town and is a knockoff. Everybody knows it's a knockoff, but you know what? You ain't have no credit cards, so you can't go on Amazon and buy nothing. You know what I mean? So mommy under stress. Daddy, you don't see daddy every day, wherever daddy pops up. You know what I mean? Daddy look like a saint because daddy bring a little pizza or some kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Something.
It's all kind of daddy look like he, you know what I mean? He make mommy look like a punk because he becomes this this mysterious thing, you know what I mean? You can't pull that trick off every day because, you know, you only have to buy one pizza for a month, right? You have to buy 30 pizza for the month. But because of the social engineering, because of the way we're being bombarded with this consumerism, brand, you know, we don't get it. You know what
One
I
of
mean?
the things they say they just know is that we ain't raising ourselves, you know. What them have to be collaborated for is to fire from a different, you know what I mean, caliber of pistol than we, you know. So I agree with you 100%. Now you know how you're raising them and how you're letting the personality shine. Yeah, I mean that is one of the most important things, as to say, where's really education. You know what I mean? Yeah, that love and to let them really bloom, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, discipline is one thing. You know, you want your kid to do the things that gonna make them a better person. So you want to make sure they understand that dishonesty is not something you want to encourage.
They're naturally, I think that, watch me, when you let you just like you say, it when we was talking about something different just now, you say that, you know, coming up to like becoming like 13, 14 is when you realize certain things about politics and the fact that
My
you know,
identity,
black
right,
and,
yeah.
yeah, these things is like it's things you're taught. It's not things that naturally occur. You know what I mean? Naturally, it's just systematically been taught to look at yourself that way. Because if it was left natural, like when you leave youth natural to play, even you, it come at a younger age now. Like even all right, let me break it down even simpler. Like a youth, your youth is two. Your youth done aware of like how you going and dress. You would say that long time.
Yeah, you can.
Youths ain't care what they're putting on until all like 15 and thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean in we age.
Yeah.
All when you was 10 is wherever it had there, you put on that a pants and a jersey.
Yeah.
Your awareness for you want to look a certain way ain't come yet.
No.
Right? That used to kick in a certain time. And that is even something that not natural. That is something.
Wrong 12.
You understand?
Just a brand and thing.
A brand and yo, you want I can't wear that kind of shoe. That didn't come natural, that come from your school and man getting heckled and the fact that they butter and thing. Yeah. Then you come here, you want Nike alone. So when you reach all 12, 13, 14, you telling yourself, yo,
you go and laugh at me in school.
Let me go and laugh at me. Mama, if you're buying anything for me, make sure it's rated because you are aware the fact that, yeah. But check what that is. That is a kind of layer of anxiety. And where that come from, that is not a natural thing. That only a couple 100 years old when you check it out. Man awareness was more on the real facts, the real beauty and the real fullness of life and thing. Was none of them thing. And the same way, like how it boiled down to politically and who he is as a black man in a system and all of this thing. That is why the revolutionary man taking it forward to that kind of mind frame there. You understand? I come here wearing a short pants. I relax. You ain't go and catch me with that game and thing like my pants had to be a certain thing and it can't have. And there's where the style what they have nowadays come from, you know. And that's why all the clothes make with a little bust up on it and thing, because the same poor man who ain't had them things to study and just come the party too. Because what we want a party too. Right. But we have one jeans. So the same jeans we walk in whole week. We put it on Friday night a party now. So then you're seeing we wash it, but you go still see where we took the hand in the pocket 100,000 times. Where you rub your knee from here on the ground, you're doing hard work. So now they start to make brand new clothes with that look. Because when they watch you coming in the party, they find you looking good too.
And you had to rock the style.
And he rocking that, and he rocking it with pride. With authority in the sense that he now away and saying, I wearing this, I not fitting in. He actually setting that trend because are you doing business?
That might be his best kit.
That might be his best kit, but when you check it out, it wash out and it has some rip on the sleeve and thing. So we know that come normal and that is the trend what's set and they selling it thing like that. So the revolutionary man know where the real importance really is. and is in your own self-preservation then, and how you're preserving yourself is from these different layers of bullshit anxiety of studying these things. Who put them things there? Why them things is a matter or politically? Why? Bro, you think? It are real issues really troubling people. And the more you have them dealing with the different bullshit layers of thing and who in power and who this and who clothes who wearing and who eating something nice and who drinking the better drink and we back to square one last. We reach nowhere. And even though the spells were off, it come like this the way we going on and we perpetuate.
The spells were off, but the programming stronger than ever.
You dig?
Yeah.
And the programming come from the fact that you giving yourself this worry, you making this matter to you.
Yeah.
And it's because you never get the opportunity to understand or nobody never tell you.
No, well, everybody get the programming is who had the ability to get out of it. You understand? Who had the ability to find
everybody had the ability.
Yeah.
You have it.
So I guess some people just choose not to get out.
That's way it is.
Yeah.
You understand? And them who choose not to get out.
If you tell some people about a new world of white supremacy and tomorrow, and we have a world of justice until they'll be anxious about that. They'll be like, well, who gonna take over? What if the Muslims take over? What if the thing take over? And it's like, yo, they worry about all of that. It's like a prisoner worrying about getting out of the jail and where he gonna be when he go. So we're gonna stay by my aunt, by my uncle, where he gonna stay. And he escaping. When he escaping studying, where he gonna stay studying that out. You know what I mean? But that's just the programming. Right now we have the least intelligent black people and the most intelligent at the same time. What I'm saying is the slaves and them was more intelligent in general than we is. You understand, man? You have more ignorant people now than ever, but you have plenty intelligent people too.
You know, a lot of what you're saying right now is part of that programming and it's intergenerational.
Yeah.
And it's been going on for hundreds of years, right? So like, for instance, right now in Africa and a lot of other parts of the world, but specifically Africa, there's a lot of Chinese investment coming in, you know, and a lot of the Western propaganda media is telling people that they have to be afraid of these Chinese because they're investing in all these prime things, and then they're going to take this thing because these African governments can't pay it off these loans, so the Chinese are going to take it. And I'm like, okay, all right, okay. What's different from what Americans did or Europeans did or anybody else?
Well, the Chinese doing business and the Americans do what you call season and the Europeans seize and everybody take.
But here's
I rather the Chinese to tell you. I think the Chinese doing something about history. I mean, I think Chinese doing something that is a debt that historically the Chinese are aware of the African contribution to the world, right? And I wouldn't doubt that more and more Chinese going into Africa and using and spending money and associating themselves with Africans come from the fact that they know Africa is tomorrow and they know that black man will be where black man's supposed to be in the future. So might as well trade and start to have the relationship what we had from ancient and just try to keep that. And
it worked the first time, you know, thousands of years ago it worked, right? But part of what we were saying, like, you know, like for instance, the names, you know, who would have told an African 600 years ago that they would name their child Liam or Chad? You know what I mean?
True.
So on my Facebook, people were saying, just now you see these Africans getting the child Chinese name. I say, yeah, but you know, 600 years ago, you think they would have given anybody a white man name?
You see them Chinese and coming in as colonialists. And I think that Chinese have African names, if you check it out, from Chinese really having relationship with African people from way back. Right now, the names that we let go and we hearing it back from a Chinese man. We think it's Chinese, but they know it African because them know where it come from and they get from associating with Africans.
Yeah, and I just want to put it on the record that my belief in what is really happening in terms of Chinese investment in Africa and Latin America, here in the Caribbean, here in Trinidad and Tobago, because we just got a soft loan of $120 million. I mean, these are the things that people would be like, how are you paying that back? And that's the first question. But it operates differently. It is not the IMF. Because the IMF is going to tell you, okay, as a condition of this loan, you have to change this, you have to change this, and you have to change this. Now they will come in and they will tell you that they're doing those conditionalities because it would make your ability to pay back the loan higher. But the reality is, no IMF country really gets out of debt easily.
You could grow sugar cane, but you can't grow pineapples.
You know what I mean? These are the things that happen. You have to let go your whole, you have to cut down, like what happened in the 80s, you have to cut down your public service by 70%. You have to stop free healthcare. You have to stop free education. These are conditionalities.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Your farming can't compete with the cheaper markets.
But Lee Jinping ain't telling you that. No. You know, you go to Exim Bank and they'll be like, okay, good day, what do you want? Yeah. Okay, you want $5 million. Okay, you want $500 million to go and open a new port, to build a new sports complex, whatever. Okay. They're not coming and tell you, you had to vote this, you had to go in the UN and vote that. No, they're not telling you that at all.
But tell me if I talk in sense. Right? The Chinese doing what they're doing. They want us to be fearful of the Chinese coming into Africa. You understand? When you think about it, at the end of the day, the Americans and them, or any white people in any position to tell us about what the Chinese going to do to us. You know what I mean? Judging from their history with us.
Do they have the moral authority?
Yeah.
Because I talk like Farrakhan right now. You do not have the right to tell me or any African. Everybody, you know, the thing about it is these questions come from a place of insecurity. What is the Chinese person doing in Africa? What is the Chinese banker doing in the Caribbean? But you know what? Look at what happened in Jamaica. They have a new highway based on Chinese workers' investment in Jamaica. Okay, all right, you want to call the Chinese out? All right, where's the American? Americans was there. The CIA probably still very, very active over there. What they give us? Where the road? Where the bridge? It ain't there.
True.
Know what I mean? It ain't there. And what happens, right? You start to see things like what happened with Noriega in Panama. You start to see what happened with the Contras and all of these people in Nicaragua, in Honduras, and they create these pipelines of poor, impoverished, disenfranchised people, and they're going like a ant trail up to the borders. You know what I mean? They're creating all of these cartels based on poverty and disenfranchisement. You know what I mean? So they monetize one of the products that is the easiest thing. Right? So you could plant cannabis, you could plant coca, and you could plant poppies and make all of these drugs. And what happens? Who's farming? What land they're using? Things that would have been feeding these people. Right? So it's like what you were saying just now. They're belly full, but they're hungry. Right? They're eating plenty, but they're not getting the nutrition. So this is what's happening on a country level, on a state level, on an intellectual level. So right now, we as the revolutionaries, we're trying to coach a different kind of mindset. We're trying to point you a different way. Your weapon can be pointed against your brother, man.
Even like this reasoning here, and the fact that we would have been reasoning like this without a light and a mic and a...
Ain't that the truth?
And there's the reality about the kind of people who need to do these type of things. You understand? And more now, you find it that, hey, the importance because it's a gate we open when we allow we conversation, we reasoning to touch the world and to touch anybody who want to, or who it happen to just mystically get connected to. You understand? But that in itself, the saying where is the real importance really lie. You know, they just call these things what? Influence and things. Just like Bob Marley. So it's not unpredictable, man. They just can't allow people to love them, you know. Because love have a power in it. You understand? Then we had the power of love. Them had the love of power then. You understand? The power of love is the fact that Bob Marley is not no baker. If Bob Marley today, tomorrow, say, yo, you see, Kiss Bread, them a kill, them a deal with the rarity, you know. And due to the love people have for him, they go start to analyze Kiss Bread and they go see like they might have to go out of business, you know. But that is the power of love there.
Might be overnight.
And that is how, and overnight, you know, literally. And they know that is why they keep creating figures for we to love. Like I don't wanna call no names because I love all them man too. You understand? But they keep creating different figures for we to like who they could control. You understand?
Kanye West, sir.
You say it. But when they had these figures, they know, and they know they could manipulate them. That they will allow you to love them because they have the power over them.
Yeah.
You understand? But the minute they start loving somebody who what they call unpredictable or not under their control, you understand? That is when they just call that terrorism. Or they give it other words and things. That is the modern word that they call it. You understand? And as opposed to we know
bad actors.
That is the threat. So when we come now, let me say like, you know, because you know anything could happen. This reasoning could end up go viral, anything could happen. You understand? Jah alone know what it is. When I say the cosmic balance, it how it balance. There's a womb we in here. We giving birth to something as to say we sharing it. You understand? The potential it have is really the potential it have. You dig? But the fact that we give it the chance to touch out it. You understand? That is where really the revolutionary code. That is where the reward right now. You understand? Because there's the real life. You understand? We's not men who come here to sit down and talk because it are lights and camera. This is how we just function. We just sit down and have these reasonings and analytically deal with. Sometimes we disagree, sometimes we agree. You understand? But it's all in really building that understanding. You understand? Because it have a truth. You understand? And the truth transcends all boundaries. You understand? So that's I say that.
John.
So up inside of that truth transcending all boundaries is we taking down the boundaries. You understand? Amongst ourselves. As man and man. So when we take down boundaries here and three of we sit down, and then we had that there as a balance for ones and ones, the whole world to check it if they want. There's enough boundaries falling all over the world. You understand? And that is the power of love there. You understand what the revolutionary code is right now? You understand? We know that.
Word.
Yeah, that don't really have nothing to do with Gangnam style and none of these things. These things, they come like that push to you. You understand? If you check them enough of them things, naturally they don't have nothing on its own land. You understand? They had a force feed with some things. But we ain't gonna really depend on that. Just like even what's going on in right now in Trinidad and thing with the gun thing and the this and that. You feel we didn't know what that could bring from long time. But them didn't listen with us and they force feed with that. You dig?
Yeah, who responsible for pushing it?
Oh yeah, well the radio when I'm saying people course. I remember I being one and enough ones being one in my generation saying, what going on here? How them flip the script so?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And we know today, tomorrow, we know what that go bring, you know. The place go and get different to us. The place go and rest ways. You understand? And the same thing where you don't want to happen is that we're going to be happening and it will get closer and closer to home. You dig? And this is what happening right now. But they never listen. You understand? So we ain't going to just be there marrying up in the thing with them create. You understand? We don't know where the real issue is. We have land and things, we have different things. We just have to defend it as black people and as people on the whole, right?
Yeah, here in Trinidad right now, there are a lot of youth using social media platforms like what we are on here tonight. And when you really start to analyze it, what they really want? You know? But they have youth with a lot of power, a lot of influence, who have a lot of people following them. And then when you really check it out, what is woke for youth today? An Instagram post with maybe 10 to 25 words. That's as woke as you can get.
Retrograde.
You know what I mean?
Full moon and Scorpio.
I wanna bring some of these youth out
called
here.
They see work as such a wide thing now, like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, this was saying around the 90s and thing, it had a consciousness. Like you speaking about the music earlier, music had plenty to do with it. You know what Stan was saying? And as the music started to generate hip hop and things, so the people follow along. Because plenty of my influence into consciousness come from what I was listening to. You know what Stan was saying? I was just lucky to be among that generation to fall into that, to be here today, doing what I'm doing here now. Because I could have been men my age playing video games hard and thing, like it had this kind of group, you understand what I'm saying, and have the anime men and the cartoon world men, you understand what I'm saying? So I just
you there in the corner reading Malcolm X speaks.
Yeah, so I have a different
Newton
outlook, which and I'm grateful for it, everything that I went through my life. Today, I'm glad because one of my biggest things that I'm grateful for is not being that. Being out here and being happy in this condition or accepting this as the real life. Already know this here, we're in a big prison here and we had to face it like it really is, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm just happy for that. I could do my little works, which will help take down one bar at a time and help people squeeze through the bars and come out, you understand what I'm saying?
John. You know, it's important what we're doing here tonight is, like Buzzrock was saying, it's like, this happens every time we meet.
Yeah, right.
Literally, this happens, right? You know, we don't small talk, you know? We're not the kind of fellas who be like, hi, we're doing, we're wearing. That's not us. That's not us.
So we might as well give them the opportunity to not listen.
You know?
If they don't want to or listen if they want to, because like it had enough of other thing out there.
This my girlfriend here. Yeah. I'm going to take this call.
Hold on, shout out to Shop Studio.
Renee.
Shout out Shaz Unlimited. Tuning from Florida. Shout out Kevin Jackson. Bless night, yeah man, bless up.
Yes, sir.
Man. Yeah man, Red So Dread, big up yourself. Yeah, Casey man, big up yourself, man. Bless the Megs, yeah man, straight up.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll call
they come out and join me on the 14th of December by Geno's, the man. Yeah. Revolutionary Dream is the name of the show. Yeah, man. Okay? We go put it up in the thing below and all the connection. Yeah. My man soon dive out still, you know. And as well.
Hey Renee.
This is one of the things I give thanks
for.
Hey,
what's up? So I'm here with Buzz and Make It. And we're doing a show. That's why I couldn't answer your call earlier on.
Yes, sir.
I'm on. So, I'm still on right now. So let me call you back now. All right, stay up a little while longer, and I'll call you right back. Okay?
Forward the link to us, send it to you.
All right, I'll send. All right, you send it to me.
Yeah.
All right, I'll send you the link just now. All right. Bye, baby. Love you. So, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's just how it is. This is a real live show. Yeah, so that's what's going on. So if you knew it was live, that's what's going on. It is live. It is as live as it gets. So let me send this to here. All right. You know, I as I was saying just now, right? A lot of this conversation, as we're having it right now, is a typical day in the hood with these brethren, you know? And I don't have no small talk. If you call me or if you see a call from me, it's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanna get your opinion on something. I wanna ask you something. I wanna ask for something or have something to tell you. It ain't no smalls with me. I was never that guy. You know what I mean? I grew up in a age where a phone call could end up costing you a month's salary then. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it didn't have no unlimited bundles back in them days, right? So conversation for me is an important part of it. You know what I mean? I had to make a connection, a real connection with either brethren, with my girlfriend, with anybody. You know what I mean? So part of what this whole vibe you see in here, we went from talking about the music, we talk about politics, we talk about current things, current affairs, we're talking about so many different things. So in a lot of ways, it's an unstructured kind of conversation, but with people who have something to say.
True that.
You know what I mean? People who you won't hear on regular FM, mainstream TV. You won't hear these opinions expressed. But without trying to sound like an egotist, I think you need to hear this. I think more people need to understand that Trinidad is not Trinidad is not a real place. Trinidad is as real as it gets. It have brothers like us who talk about things. You know what I mean? It's not just a Afrocentric community or urban-centric community. One brother, I don't want to say name, but a brother say he find his set is not appealing to the upper and middle class demographic. Anyhow, my brother, well, what I could tell you, it's like
start somewhere, man.
those class differentiations is in your mind, man.
True that.
You know what I mean? If we talking sense, stick around, share it. If
This is
we
the kind of
to,
mindsets we don't need in leadership.
exactly. You know what I mean? You don't know me, you don't know what's going on this platform, but you're already prepared to put it in a box. You know what I mean? We trying to break that box.
True that.
We trying to bring brothers in here and sisters from all across the spectrum, because Trinidad is as metropolitan, cosmopolitan as you can get. You know what I mean? Trinidad is a hub.
That box don't exist.
We trying to show them that it's in a box. You can't tell me what class I am. You know what I mean?
Couch.
This is just the red couch of truth. You know what I mean?
It's if like if the coach get into you, it's because they ain't ready to.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about right there?
Well, they are around the coach today.
Yeah. So whether you're uptown, whether you're downtown, you know what I mean? It's gonna have a place for Trinidad.
Well, made this coach work as a filter to not let
a realness filter. You know what I mean?
Not let the weaklings through.
Yeah. This couch is like a litmus test for reality. You know what I mean? If you can't handle what's going on this couch, and if your message can't come from this couch and reach your audience, then you really ain't got nothing to say. You know what I mean? So that's really what it's about. Anyhow, people, we want to wrap it up. 14th.
Yeah, 14th of December. Revolutionary
Geno's on the avenue, and that's what's going on. What's the price? What's the door price?
$50 by the door.
$50?
Yeah, we is a revolutionary team. We don't look for money in all. And we know we are the support of the people. So when we get 200, 300, 400 people for that, it will make sense. So we don't have to charge one person so much.
So the 14th, that's my brother's birthday and my sister's birthday. So, you know, enough respect. You know what I mean? So, Buzzrock in the house. Thanks for sharing the couch.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to be here, man.
And of course, make it. We're going to be here again. We want to say it's going to be, we're going to be weekly-ish. Weekly-ish. We're going to try for the Tuesday. It's going to be on Tuesday. We're trying for 7. Might not always happen at 7:15. But here's what. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you will know what's going on. Look for it.
Uploading.
Exactly. And just keep spreading the word.
Yeah. Support us on Patreon.
Download it. Yeah, exactly.
Patreon, Hatsoka Radio on Patreon. And on Cash App, $sign Hatsoka, you know.
Again, someone have money?
Definitely. That money here is going to provide salaries for us. We're going to bring all the programming, go and bring some better quality.
So for sure, you'd better get on that Patreon. All right. So but keeping it real, folks. It's a new project. We want to get your feedback as well, right? So give us ideas, point us to some of the brothers and sisters who doing things. You know what I mean?
Who else you want to see on the couch?
Yeah, who you want to see here, you know what I mean? And more importantly, if you have things coming up, you know what I mean, community-based events, we want to talk about these things. You have a brand launching, you know, we want to be part of the community because we are in the community. So send us that information, send us that feedback. We'll incorporate it in the shows as we build, you part of this whole thing. All right, so that's what's up. It's your boy Taye. We signing out. All right, so.
Yeah,
that's up.
Yeah, sure.